And once again, hello everyone. I'm very happy to greet you all because you are from different countries, from different backgrounds. And today it's already our fourth cultural webinar. We already started, so we had three ones, and today is already fourth one. And what should do we take today together? Let me open agenda. And I already see that on chat, there are people who introduce yourself. You can easily, don't hesitate to use yourself and your countries. But before, let me share my screen and show today's agenda. So today we will have these introduction parts as well. And then first country will be Armenia. Armenia will be presented by Eliz. Eliz, you're here. We see you, I guess. The next country will be Kenya by Ezekiel Mutunga, if I'm not mistaken, because sometimes your names, surnames, they are a bit not familiar for me, and I can't read exactly. And then we will have a representation of Afghanistan, one of my favorite countries as well. Kenya also is my favorite one, but I love Afghanistan as well. And Afghanistan will be presented by Frishta Hashimi. After that, we will have quiz and networking time. So once we started quiz, after we will have winners, and our winners will get certificates. So be very attentive to win our quiz and then get certificates from our initiative. So I'm Gohar, I'm Kectil Armenia co-founder, and I'm the Kectil program board member. The first thing that I would like to ask you is, can you open your cameras? I know that it's super hard, it's very hard, I know about it, but if you can a bit open your cameras, it will be very, very, very good for us. If not, it's okay, maybe you are sick, maybe you are very busy, maybe you are walking right now somewhere from job, or I don't know. There are a lot of reasons we for example, can open our cameras. In case, right now, I will ask you questions. If it will be about you, just raise your hands. You know, yes, how to raise your hands. In reaction part, we have raise hands, and you can raise your hands. So let me know, raise your hands if you are from Armenia. If you are from, we have 1, 2, 3 Armenians. 4, Nelly is here. So I will ask Astrid Hakopian, just change your name, Astrid Jan, because it's in Armenian letters, and maybe our friends does not maybe, but they are they don't understand Armenian. So let me ask you to change your name. If you can't, I can do it. Don't worry. Thank you. So let's raise your hands if you are from Afghanistan. So who have we from Afghanistan? We have Husna Jabari, Frishta, of course, because she's our speaker. Thank you. And if we have someone from Kenya, let's raise your hands or not. We have Fatima. Super. And I see that we have a lot of different people. So it means that they are from different countries. And we have already first representative. We'd say that she's from Tanzania, our very, very active Elizabeth Bitus, Ella from Tanzania. And I see on chat which country you came from. So for example, Afghanistan, we have, okay, Fatima from Afghanistan. Okay. Actually, I read your name and I thought, how can be Fatima from Kenya? So actually it's some name not very Kenyan. Okay. And we have another countries or not. For example, we have here Sharifa Hashimi, but I think you are also from Afghanistan. It's not very Afghani. If we have another people from another countries, let know us on chat. Okay, raise your hands if you like traveling. Really enjoy when you're traveling. Okay. One of our very active Armenian representative participants, Maria Damuradian, raised her hand. Fatima, Ezekiel, Ani. Okay, raise your hands if you already traveled more than one country beside your ones? So already you have been in another country. Okay. Okay. Super. You traveled more than 3 countries. We have Abdul here. Hello, Abdul. Abdul, I hope today we can hear you because last time we can't you hear, and I hope today your voice is good. We yet can't hear you, but anyway, I hope you muted yourself. You muted yourself. Okay. So raise your hands if you don't know anything about Kenya. Yeah, you're not from Kenya and you don't know anything about Kenya. So raise your hands. Okay, super. In my stories, on my Instagram, I had one spoiler, but I did I will not say it now. Whom countries is Kenya, but it's very good. So people who don't know about Armenia, we have here Pakistan. Okay, I hope to listen you. People who don't know about Armenia, so raise your hands if you don't know about Armenia. Elizabeth, I'm sure that you know it's already 4th time that you participate in our cultural event, so you know you can. Okay. And people who don't know about Afghanistan, one of my favorite country, and I'm very happy to see here girls as a Frishta as our speaker, Fatima here, I see Afghani girl. Okay, like we have people, so we have people to learn something today, you know, and it's very, very important. So thank you very much. Thing that I would like lastly to ask you, I should do a screenshot, which is very important to have for a memory. Just let me have your cameras for 1 second just opened. I will do one screenshot and then you immediately will close it, okay? I will ask allow your hands. So can you open? Super. So we have Elena Vacan who joined us. We have courage people. Okay. Tindok, Joshua. Joshua, you are from Kenya? I don't hear you.
I'm from Ghana.
Ghana. Yes, yes, Joshua. Yes, yes. I remember yes. We will have with Joshua Ghanaian language course in case. Okay. Super. So let me screenshot. Elizabeth, are you here? You don't want to show your face because we see something which is not you. But there is something. Okay, let me screenshot. Astrid, do you want to open or not? You change something. Super. So 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. So let me give my stage to Eliza until I will open presentation. Eliz, represent yourself, and we will start presentation about Armenia.
Everyone.
Eliz, we don't hear you. We don't hear you. You hear Eliz or not? I think no.
Thank you.
Eliz? Eliz?
My honor.
Eliz, can you open your camera voice as well once again and start speak because it was awful. We don't hear you right now. You should just open your you are muted. I adore these technical issues. I really adore.
I do. Can you?
Yes, a bit. Let's try once again.
Recording stopped.
Can you
Yes,
hear me now?
now we can.
Yes,
Now we can.
now we
Oh my God. Okay. So I was saying that I'm very happy to be here, and thank you to Gohar for inviting me as a speaker. I'm very honored to be here and get to know about your countries. I stand in Kenya to know more about it, so I can hear it from you. And I'm very happy to actually introduce my country to you. First of all, I want to say a few words about me, what I do. And I had opportunity to study in China for some time. That is why I got to know about many countries. I had many friends from Ghana and Madagascar. I thought it's just the cartoon, but I just got to know it's a real country. I learned Chinese I'm very active in many programs and many initiatives, and now here at Kectil, I'm very happy to be part of this and see where it takes us. So maybe because of my device, I cannot change the slides on my own, so I will ask my presentation. So wait a second, camera. Can you hear me, Gohan? So about our country, you can see that it has 4 neighbors. We're neighboring with Georgia. It's a landlocked country of Caucasus, and it's in the middle of Europe and Asia. Our country size is pretty small. We do not exceed the 30,000, and our population does not exceed 3 million. I want to do sound check once more because I see Gohar texting me, but I cannot get out. Gohar, can you please switch on your microphone and tell me if you can hear me well?
Right now it's already okay, but before it was not okay. It was a bit awful, but right now we are hearing you. Yes, guys, people, you hear? Yes, everyone is here and we hearing.
Okay, good. Okay, maybe I'm having some internet problems. So you can see we're a pretty small country. We're landlocked. We do not have any access to sea and anything. So, and you can see, well, our population does not really exceed 3 millions, but is it all in the entire world? No, we're actually 10 millions of Armenians in the entire world, and we have a huge diaspora in Russia, in America, and many countries in Europe, in Asia. Well, why did such happen? Why did Armenians just go around other countries? This does have a historic origin. You know, just you can just one day wake up and leave your country, right? It all started in 1915. I'm not going to get too deep into this historical events, but it's also famous as Armenian genocide. That is why Armenians had to just fly away to other countries just to save their lives. That is how we got our huge diaspora. But Armenian diaspora is known for being very connected with each other, very helpful, and they play a huge role in Armenia's life. What is the official language of Armenia? It's the Armenian language. And there are 97% of Armenians speaking in Armenian. Well, you might wonder what else languages can Armenians speak. It's the Russian language and the English language, because we are ex-USSR country, which is the Soviet Union. That is why so many Armenians, especially our parents, our elder generation, is very good at Russian. Well, the younger generation as well, but yeah, we're better in English, I think. Now, about something that many Armenians can tell you is the first fact about Armenia, that Armenia is the first Christian country in the world. We adopted Christianity as the state religion in 301. Well, maybe you might not know more about Christianity, but like if you're Muslim, then you know that you have Shia, Sunni, right? If I'm not wrong. The same way Armenians have their own directions. Actually, Christianity has its own directions, and that way Armenian church has its own unique direction, which is called apostolic. So we're basically apostolic church, and it has its own roots. Why so? Because of Jesus Christ's apostles who came to Armenia and preached Christianity. And in Armenia, you can find many churches. And what is fascinating is the fact that the most ancient churches in the entire world are in Armenia. We can even consider the first ever church in Armenia. It's in Armenia. It's interesting facts about Armenia. Well, we'll go on with our other facts. Well, I actually wanted to say that today is a very special holiday in Armenia, and about which we have videos soon. We'll get to know. Can you please slide the presentation? Okay, we can have a look at this video and get to know more about the Armenian sightseeing places. There is no sound.
Why is Armenia the best destination to travel? The geographical location of Armenia on the cusp of Eastern and Western civilizations makes it easily accessible for everyone. Obtaining an Armenian visa is a quick and hassle-free procedure, while for a number of countries it's not required whatsoever. Due to its subtropical climate, one can enjoy sunshine in all seasons, which makes Armenia an all-year-round touristic destination, with majestic landscapes of snowy mountains, freshwater lakes, and sunny valleys. The abundance of spacious, sophisticated hotel complexes and high-profile, well-equipped facilities makes Armenia a great venue for world-class meetings. The rapid development of the IT sphere, as well as the advancement of industrial sciences, is based on centuries-old wisdom and experience. The country, which adopted Christianity in 301 AD, had an alphabet in 405 AD, and its present capital, established 2,800 years ago, can now rightfully be ranked as a modern center of innovations and technological progress. Armenian national cuisine is an indispensable part of Armenian culture, with the well-known Armenian bread lavash being included in the UNESCO World Heritage List. Another temptation that tourists cannot resist is the abundance of fresh, organic, and sun-kissed fruits and vegetables. A wide spectrum of various sorts of wine, along with acclaimed, sought-after, and world-famous Armenian brandy, which dates back to 1887, makes the pleasure complete. Armenia teases the palate, but it also dazzles with modern touristic attractions. Apart from ancient monuments, it can take the visitor's breath away with its unique technological constructions. The 5.7-kilometer aerial tram Wings of Tatev, which is included in the Guinness Book of Records as the world's longest ropeway, is an architectural masterpiece, opening a view on the 4th century Tatev monastery. Ultimately, Armenia is a land where the old and new live in genuine harmony. The country that holds folk songs in its heart does not restrain itself to national music, but also offers multi-genre performances in world-class music halls, concert centers, and jazz clubs, where one can enjoy the stunning phenomenon of Armenian ethno-jazz. The gentle climate makes Armenia the best place for open-air concerts and shows. There's always a choice, even for the most demanding audience. The multifaceted, multicultural, sunny, and hospitable Armenia is thus a place where you can combine business with pleasure. Welcome to Armenia.
Wow, such a wonderful video we just got to see. We got to know about many Armenian sightseeings, about Armenian brandy. I really hope you paid attention to that. It's also worth noting that Armenians have their own language and their own alphabet, and it's one of the most ancient languages in the world. And here you can see the carvings on stone that is all in Armenian. We have very unique alphabet that only belongs to us. Okay, Bulbulag water fountain, what is this? I only Googled to know about Afghanistan and Kenya's water situation, and I got to know that you cannot really drink from your taps. It's not really safe to drink the tap water. If I'm wrong, please correct me. That's what the Google brought me. But in Armenia, you can literally drink water from anywhere, and it's so safe to drink. So basically, if you want to do a water business in Armenia, it's not really the most profitable thing to do. Now about Armenia's surnames. You can see my name, Eliz Stepanyan. You can see Goharik's name, Goharik Grigoryan, and many other Armenians. You can spot the yan in the end of our name. So if you're in a room full of people and you have the mission to identify who is the Armenian in the room, you can just check their surnames, and if they have the yan in the end, then they're most probably an Armenian. Okay, next slide. Who are famous Armenians? Okay, you have found it. Thank you so much for the information. I would like to know more about it. Yes. So as I already mentioned, we have a huge diaspora, and a huge diaspora without famous Armenians could not really last. We have here Kim Kardashian. Well, she's famous from reality shows. She has her own makeup kit and etc. Maybe you have heard of her. She's very famous on Instagram and other platforms. Henrik Mkhitaryan. If you're a football lover, then you probably know him. I'm not really good at football. I just know that he plays in Interno Milan. You can Google it about it more. Sherlyn Sarkisyan. She is a singer, and you've probably heard her songs. And my personal favorite, Serj Tankian, and his rock band, System of a Down, is a very famous American Armenian rock band it's just like my favorite. If you have time, please have a look at System of a Down songs if you have not yet. Now you can see a few names here: Andrei Agassi, Princess Diana, Charles Aznavour, and Sergei Parajanov. Well, I think you're probably wondering what is Princess Diana doing here, and I'm very delighted to tell you that there is such a theory, or not theory, reality, that Princess Diana has Armenian roots because her grandmother is in Armenia. Well, her name is Elisa too, Eliz Gevorkian, and there was a diaspora in India, and she fled away from India to the UK, and then after marrying a British person, you can see Princess Diana here. Charles Aznavour is a French Armenian composer, musician. He's not alive now, sadly, but he's a great pride for Armenians, and his music is worldwide known to everyone and pleasing their ears. Sergei Parajanov is is considered one of the best filmmakers, and probably you know him from The Color of Pomegranates. It is a very famous movie now. Even world-famous designers are using his works. And Andrea Agassi is a famous tennisist. Now about the Armenian holiday today. So basically, what is this Armenian holiday? Today, you cannot really go out in Armenia because everyone will be flashing water on you. So you just don't need to go out, or you just can go out and have fun and splash water on each other. This had pagan roots, this holiday, but no, it's a Christian holiday. This way, we're as if cleaning our spirits, we're cleaning each other and bringing happiness to each other. It's a very fun holiday, and you can see Disney featuring our holiday in one of its cartoons.
Minnie, I have special powers to remove the water from your dress, and I can make it beautiful again. But how? After all, I am the goddess of water, love, and beauty, and it's my duty to help a friend in need. Let's clean this beautiful dress, and let's have fun on this holiday. Wow! Thank you so much, little star. My dress is all clean, but I left my other clothes back at the funhouse. I got you covered. Buttons and beautiful bows. Thank you so much. I'm glad you like it. It's a traditional Armenian daras. Nice outfit, Minnie. Thank you. It's an Armenian taraz. Little Star made it for...
Now let's get to know the Armenian cuisine. Do not watch this if you're hungry.
Eliz, do you want to say something here?
Yes, I do want to say. So in previous video, you could see so many of our traditional food, dolma, then harissa, if I'm not mistaken, and you had also something with the pumpkin. And now let's see what Armenians actually do with the pumpkin. And this girl, if I'm not mistaken, she's Afghani or Palestinian. I'm not quite sure, but she's a very famous influencer on Instagram, and she makes different cuisine food. And here is an Armenian food made by her, Armenia Rapama, which is made of pumpkin. So let's have a look. Yes, you can switch it on. I want to say something here. This is a very interesting phenomenon of Armenians that we have songs based on our food, traditional food. So, well, I cannot really imagine, I don't know, Americans making a song about a cheeseburger or something. So, well, yeah, Armenians do have songs about their food. For example, here you could see the rapama and its preparation, and you could hear Hey Jan rapama. So basically, it's a song about the food. And for example, if we're in some gathering, we're in a restaurant and we're having the barbecue coming, we're having the barbecue song. This is a very interesting cultural thing that Armenians do have. Now let's see what are some greatest inventions in the world that made our life easier, made by Armenians. Switch it on.
Inventions and discoveries have shaped civilization and transformed life on Earth. Many of us are familiar with these inventions and use them every day. But not many of us know that the authors of the most famous inventions were Armenians. Today, few people have heard of Christopher Tersteropian, but everyone knows the color of dollar. Christopher Tersteropian created a special color that can't be fake. The color of dollar is green, and it's very difficult to reproduce. It was invented in 1854 and is still in use. For his work, Tersteropian received $6,000, which allowed him to continue his study. Luther George Simijan was an Armenian-American inventor. Simijan is best known for his invention of the automated banking machine. His more than 200 inventions also included the self-focusing camera, teleprompter, and so on. Varazdat Kazanchyan, Armenian-American surgeon, a father of modern plastic surgery. He performed the first cosmetic surgery in 1914. After the First World War, a corresponding department was created at Harvard University, and the first cosmetic surgeons were retrained. Arthur Bulbulyan invented the famous A-14 aviation mask. The oxygen mask was used in World War II by US Army and the Air Force. In 1954, Alex Manukyan manufactured single-handed faucet that produced hot and cold water. It was a revolution in a water supply system. Raymond Damadian is the inventor of the first magnetic resonance scanning machine, one of the most useful tools of our time. Asatur Sarafyan was an Armenian-American inventor. He is considered by some people as the father of automatic transmission. He is the inventor of automatic transmission for automobiles. You can find Sarafyan's name as the author of many other inventions. Artem Mikoyan was a famous aircraft engineer. He designed MiG Soviet military aircraft. Hovhannes Adamyan, considered an author of more than 20 inventions. Hovhannes Adamyan developed the technology that laid the groundwork for the invention of color television. Adamyan's main contribution to the development of color television technology was his three-color principle. In 1925, in Yerevan, Adamyan created and demonstrated a device for broadcasting color images. Artashes Haykanyan created the first plastic container, a Coca-Cola brand plastic bottle machine. At different historical stages, Armenians have always surprised the world with their inventions, which in many ways made our life easier and convenient. Taking a retrospective look at the invention of the past, we can say with confidence that new inventions are expected in the future.
What a wonderful video that was about Armenian inventions. I hope you got to know more about new things. Now let's enjoy the Armenian song, which features a lot of Armenian tradition details. So let's have a look. It's entirely in Armenian language.
La e scăpare în duel.
Okay, so my presentation is almost coming to an end. It was my utmost pleasure to introduce you to my wonderful country, and I'm very pleased to hear more about yours. I just wanted to say that if you have any questions about Armenia, you can always address me or Gohar or any other Armenian friends that you have. Armenia is a wonderful, fun country with colorful sights, carpets, wonderful food, and so many people come to Armenia for example, medical purposes. If you have any needs like eye surgery, plastic surgeries, for anything, Armenia is a very affordable and good destination for that. So medical tourism or any other tourism is very famous here. So I really hope that you will get an opportunity to visit Armenia once. So thank you all for listening to me. And well, my presentation is coming to an end. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Eliz. Thank you for your warm voice, because your voice is already motivated to hear something you tell. Thank you very much for presenting one more time Armenia. I know that we have people here who are already like fourth time, or I know third time that they are listening about Armenia, but I guess that every time you learn something new. And I saw on chat that we have a lot about Afghanistan. So we have here a person with mobile name, I don't know who is it, but here I see that a lot of information about Afghanistan, and I can't wait hear about Afghanistan more. But right now, let's us to give stage to Ezekiel to speak about Kenya, because Kenya is also one of my favorite countries, and I really would like to visit there. And I will do one spoil before Ezekiel started, because maybe you didn't know, but Obama is from Kenya. And first time that I noted it, I was wondering how it can be that Barack Obama is from Kenya. So, and I have one friend from the Kectil colleague board member from Kenya. One of them is living in the same village where Obama, origin of Obama's family it is. So Ezekiel, the stage is yours, and you can start your presentation.
Thank you so much, Gohar. Thank you so much for convening this meeting. It is really an interesting one. Thank you everyone for being here, and thank you, Eliz, for presenting. That was really a great presentation. So allow me share my screen about Kenya, then you just confirm if you can see my screen kindly.
Super, we can see.
Oh, perfect. You can see my screen, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm talking basically about Kenya. Kenya is a really interesting country, and you'll get to learn why. It starts right away with the flag. This is our flag, Kenya. There's 4 colors representing 4 things. One of it is black. Black is basically the color of we Kenyans. You can even see I'm in black. And we have white. White is a representation for peace. And then we have red, that is the representation of the blood that was shed by our ancestors that fought the British colonial rule, and that's the country became an independence and hence a republic. And then we have green. Green is the color for vegetation, meaning that most of the vegetation in Kenya is green, and it's a beautiful country. Well, you may want to know.
Again, can you a bit change the place of your laptop because your voice is a bit crowdy, so a bit if you can change something that it would be more clear.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me right now?
Yeah, yes, like this, it's better.
Oh, great. So you may want to know the country overview. This is basically Kenya. It's a continent in it's a country in the continent of Africa, largely here. Kenya is a country in East Africa. This is Eastern Africa. We have West Africa. If you guys can see my cursor, this is the southern part of Africa. Then we have northern part of Africa. So Kenya happens to be on the eastern part of Africa. And then its capital city is Nairobi.
Maybe you can try close your camera because with your voice is something is not fixed with your voice. Let's try. There is some crowdy. I don't know why. Maybe I don't know why, but there is something disturbing.
Okay, how about now?
Can you try once again?
All right, can you hear me now?
Now we can hear. Okay, maybe you can speak a bit like not very fast. A bit slow.
Sorry. So please confirm if you can hear me. The country overview, I was saying, Kenya is a country in the continent of Africa, and we are on the eastern part of Africa. And our neighboring countries, as it's written here, we have Tanzania this is southwest. We have Uganda to the western side. We have South Sudan. Largely, this is Sudan, but if you guys follow history and news, you know that Sudan was divided into 2. So we have South Sudan and we have North Sudan. And then we have Ethiopia to the north. And then we have Somalia to the southwest, right? Then another fact about Kenya is that we got our independence in 1963 from the British colonial rule. And then we have a population of 53 million people. That is according to statistics of 2023, that is last year. And then we have Swahili. Swahili is the national language that is spoken by approximately 17 million people. The population of Kenya is 53 million people. So roughly 17 million people speak Swahili. It is the most spoken language in our country. And then on the next slide, if you guys can see, yeah, we have interesting facts about Kenya, if you guys can see. And it will interest you to know that humanity started in Kenya. We have an evidence of human fossil aged around 1.6 million years ago that were found in 1984 by a great archaeologist called Richard Leakey. Richard Leakey was born in Kenya. He's basically an European, but he was born and raised in Kenya. Then in 1984, he discovered fossil fuels of an Homo erectus. Homo erectus is basically it is one of the stages of archaeology. If you guys have read about history, you know, Homo habilis, Homo erectus, Homo sapiens, and Homo sapiens sapiens. That is the current civilization of human beings. So he discovered a human fossil remain in 1984 of a young boy in a place called Lake Turkana. Lake Turkana is on the northern part of Kenya. So recently, the government of Kenya decided that we are not going to require visas for people to come to Kenya so that people can travel back home. Because, I mean, if we have a fossil remain of 1.6 million years ago, that really speaks a lot about Kenya. And then we have an historical escarpment called the Great Rift Valley that stretches to approximately 6,400 kilometers in Kenya, and it was formed more than 25 million years ago. It is actually one of the greatest tourist destinations that people come and visit. Sometimes you fly over, you have an helicopter and just watch the escarpment. It's really beautiful, stretching across 14 counties out of 47 counties of Kenya. And then we have over 50 national parks and reserves in Kenya, making it the world's leading safari destination. Safari is a Swahili word that basically means traveling. So in 2015, Kenya got the world's largest travel awards, and it has retained the award up to date. It will also interest you to know that we have a lake in Kenya called Lake Turkana. It's actually the largest desert lake in the world. It is found in Kenya, also on the northern part of Kenya. And then people have conversation about Paris being the most romantic city in the world, but part of what makes love an amazing affair is the presence of flowers, right? And now the largest world's cut flowers exports are from Kenya. So basically, anywhere you go in Kenya, you can easily find flowers. Red roses, name them, in the streets, in the city, in the village. We all have that right away. And then we have Kenya is a mixture of around 42 tribes. So we have around 42 languages and dialects that are spoken in Kenya. And one of the most attractive things about our tribes is guys here. These guys on the right, these are called Maasai. They are one very unique species of people because they can actually kill a lion using a spear or a sword, or even a bow and an arrow. So you find that most of the places that we have these 50 national parks and reserves, majority of them live around those areas. Like the guys that show the tourists around those areas and story like that. And then, as we'll be learning later in the video, we have an historical annual world beast migration in Masai Mara. Masai Mara is on the southwest part of Kenya, the part of Kenya that borders Tanzania. That is where the historical annual world beast migration happens from Kenya, crossing over to Tanzania. Then we get watch a video of another video of Kenya. So you guys have a listen.
There is no voice here. You should screen share with audio voice.
You cannot hear the voice.
There is no voice because you should once again screen share, and when you should screen share, there is a possibility to notice that audio voice also will be shared.
Oh, so how am I supposed to do it? How can I play it right from YouTube?
If no, I can do it. Don't if you want.
Yes, please do it for me.
Just 1 minute. Let me. Today we have a lot of technical issues, but I hope it is the last one. You see, yes, not this. I would like to open it, but
Kenya is located in East Africa. Its terrain rises from a low coastal plain on the Indian Ocean to mountains and plateaus at its center. Most Kenyans live in the highlands, where Nairobi, the capital, sits at an altitude of 5,500 feet. It borders the Indian Ocean in southeast. Neighboring countries are Ethiopia, Somalia, South Sudan, Tanzania, and Uganda. With a current population of more than 53 million in 2023, Kenya is the 27th most populous country in the world and 7th most populous in Africa. Nairobi is the capital and the largest city of Kenya. The name comes from the Maasai phrase, Enkare Nairobi, which translates to cool water, a reference to the Nairobi River, which flows through the city. Nairobi is famous for being the only capital city that contains a national park. The city's proximity to Nairobi National Park has given it the name of the safari capital of Kenya. The country is a representative democracy legislatively and a direct democracy in the election of its president, who is leader of the executive branch of government. The current president of the Republic of Kenya is Ruto Samoei William. Horticulture and tea are its leading exporting items. The shilling is the currency of Kenya. Kenya is one of the most diverse countries in the world. It has over 150 ethnic groups. However, Kenya is commonly recognized to have only 42 official tribes. The largest ethnic group in Kenya is the Kikuyu people. Other major ethnic groups include the Luya, Luo, Kalenjin, Kamba, Kisii, and Meru. Each tribe is further divided into clans or sub-tribes, sometimes understood as a family. The Maasai are a Nilotic ethnic group inhabiting northern, central, and southern Kenya and northern Tanzania. They are among the best-known local populations internationally due to their residence near the many game parks of the African Great Lakes and their distinctive customs and dress. Some of the dances you can experience include the impressive Maasai Unoto dance, the Kikuyu circumcision dance, the spectacular Chuka drummers, coastal Senjanina and Gonda dances, Swahili Taarab Nubidhaluka dance, and many more. Famous festivals in Kenya include the following: Lake Turkana Festival, Kenyan Safari Rally, International Camel Derby, Mombasa Carnival, Lamu Cultural Festival, and Maulidi Festival. Kenya's breathtaking coastline along the Indian Ocean boasts pristine beaches that invite relaxation and adventure. From the white sands of Diani Beach to the marine wonders of Watamu, beach lovers are treated to a tropical paradise. The nightlife scene in cities like Nairobi and Mombasa comes alive with an array of trendy clubs, bars, and live music venues. Visitors can groove to pulsating beats, enjoy live performances, and immerse themselves in the vibrant atmosphere. Kenyan cuisine tantalizes the taste buds with flavorsome dishes. From the staple dish of ugali paired with sukuma wiki to delectable nyama choma, grilled meat, the local food scene reflects the country's diverse ethnic influences. Music in Kenya is a vibrant expression of cultural heritage and creativity. Traditional rhythms blend with contemporary beats, forming genres like Benga and Afropop. Local artists, such as Sauti Sol, have gained international acclaim, putting Kenyan music on the global stage. Kenya's sporting icons, particularly in athletics, have achieved remarkable success. From world record-breaking marathon runners like Eliud Kipchoge to Olympic champions such as David Rudisha, they inspire and unite the nation with their extraordinary achievements. Kenya's landscape is a tapestry of diversity, with vast savannas, lush forests, shimmering lakes, and dramatic mountain ranges. It is home to an incredible array of wildlife, including majestic elephants, graceful giraffes, powerful lions, and elusive leopards. Safaris in world-renowned national parks like Amboseli, Tsavo, and Samburu offer unforgettable encounters with these remarkable creatures. Major tourist attractions in Kenya capture the essence of its natural wonders. The Maasai Mara National Reserve, famous for the great wildebeest migration, showcases the raw beauty of the African savanna and hosts an extraordinary concentration of wildlife. The stunning landscapes of Lake Nakuru and Lake Naivasha enthrall visitors with their flocks of flamingos and diverse birdlife. For adventure seekers, Mount Kenya presents an exhilarating challenge, offering hiking and climbing opportunities amid stunning alpine scenery. The coastal region of Kenya, with its pristine beaches and marine parks, lures visitors with opportunities for relaxation, water sports, and vibrant Swahili culture. Kenya's commitment to conservation is evident in its numerous conservation initiatives and community-based tourism programs that support local communities and protect wildlife habitats.
Thank you so much, Gohar. Kindly, so that is Kenya. So you guys know the next destination if you want to visit, where definitely you would start in Africa. Gohar, if you can kindly just help me share the next slide, because I think it's easier from you and sharing. Thank you so much. So this is one of the most iconic things I want to talk about. So recently, our young people, me included, it's basically called the Gen Z protest in the country, and that was last month. We discovered that there have been a lot of punitive measures that the government has put in place, and for the longest time possible, we've been crying for change, and it's never happened. I'm sure you guys could have seen the story. It was on Al Jazeera, on CNN, or BBC, based on which international media you support. And this is one of the most fundamental and most thing that will go in history that the youth were able to do. So as pictured here, right here on your right, this is a picture of youth. These were guys around in hundreds of thousands that showed up in the street just with a smartphone and a water to be able to, for example, if they're tear gas, to be able to wash their face and continue. And what we're basically pushing is for the government to cut off on his expenses, because they were really getting along. They were really getting off board. And that is one of the things that we were able to push. So as a result of this demonstration that we did, this was June. This is actually like 2 weeks ago. The government was able to, the president did not assent to law the financial bill that was suggested by the members of parliament. And as a result, to our advantage, the government saw a $117 billion cut from the budget. We also had a dissolution of around 47 state corporations that were basically meaningless, and that is money that was saved. We also had the offices of the First Lady and the spouse of the Deputy President and the Prime Cabinet Minister. Those budgets were scrapped off because that is an expense that we cannot really quantify. And then we had a reduction on government expenditures. You know, the presidential advisors, the people that are working in the State House, the people that are working in all these parastatos. That was one of the most interesting things. And then we also had we saw the president cancel non-essential travels for its staff. So right now, anyone that works with the government, they're not just allowed to travel anywhere with the taxpayers' money. So we are holding these guys accountable, and that is one of the most fundamental things that the youth have been able to stand in the gap this year. Next slide, please. Yeah, here we go. The most famous Kenyans that we have are unknown to many people. Barack Obama, the 44th US president, is actually a Kenyan. His dad is from the western side of Kenya, called Nyanza. You guys know Lennox Omondi. He's one of the Kectil board members. He comes from Western Kenya, so that is actually true. Then we have Eliud Kipchoge, the world marathon champion. This guy has been on the national space for quite some time. He's actually a Kenyan. Then we have Larry Madowo. Larry Madowo is a CNN correspondent reporting on Africa and Asia. And then we have, unknown to many people, the late Wangari Maathai. Wangari Maathai was the first African woman to win the Nobel Peace Prize. It's one of the most contested prizes in the world, and she was actually Kenyan. She was championing for green energy and conservation of plantation. Next slide, please. Yes, and then we have Lupita Nyong'o. Lupita Nyong'o is an actress. One of the most goated movies called 12 Years as a Slave. It was actually the first African to win such an outstanding award. And then we have Eddie Gadegi. If you guys have watched Blacklist, I've seen some of you say they have watched La Casa de Papel. Then we have Blacklist. Eddie Gadegi is one of the actors. He has actually been starred in that movie, and he's actually a Kenyan. We have Richard Leakey. You guys would have wondered why we would have a guy from Europe from here, but this guy was born in Kenya. He's the guy that I spoke about that discovered the very first human remains, as he is holding them on his hand. And he has lived in Kenya. Right now he's late, but he was the first Kenyan to discover fossil fuels in Kenya. And then on the farthest right, on the farthest right down here, we have Jomo Kenyatta. Jomo Kenyatta was one of the founding fathers. He's part of the people that fought for independence, and the country became a democratic. And he was also the first president of Kenya in 1964. He died in 1978, and Kenya gains its independence up today. So the next slide. Yeah, so now with all that information, you guys are free to come to Kenya. We do not require you guys to have visas. Just need to pack, come to Kenya, and you are all welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. You can now open your camera because I got your voices already became clear and not with a problem. Thank you very much. It was really very interesting, and especially the video, which was for me, it was really very interesting. Yes, and thank you very much. So the part of question we will have, but in the end of the our webinar, so don't forget your questions. And right now, finally, we should go and looking forward to see Afghanistan and hear a lot about Afghanistan. So our speaker, Frishta, stage is yours, so you can start and you can motivate us to visit one day Afghanistan and fall in love with Afghanistan.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Hope you are doing well. Yeah, sure. It depends on you whether you decide to visit Afghanistan or not. I think every country worth visiting once in your life if you would have any chance to visit. Give me some minutes so I can share my screen. Okay.
We see, so you can start. It already can.
Okay, can you see it right now?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, so today I can say that would be kind of an introductory presentation because there is a lot to know about Afghanistan. It's, history right now, past. I don't know anything you want to know about it, but mostly I'm going to have some kind of overview of all parts of like different parts of Afghanistan culture and also other like historic events. I don't know, some kind of these things. Okay, in this picture, in this slide, also I can say that you can see the flag of Afghanistan. It has three colors: black, red, and green. Each represent its own meaning. So I don't want to tell the meaning; that would be a lot. But you can see that that there is written "La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah." So it's saying that. So it shows historically that it's an Islamic country. And also you can see that those mountains. So it shows that we have lots of mountains in Afghanistan. So I can say that we are surrounded by mountains. And that's also a picture of Afghanistan. And you can see that girl here. Her name is Shabat Gul. And she's also famous as Mona Lisa of Afghanistan. And this picture was captured by I don't know like where he was from, but I cannot remember. But was a photographer who came in Afghanistan, and she was in his class at school, and he captured this photo, and this picture became so famous around the world. And as I said, it's known as Mona Lisa of Afghanistan right now. And so we can have an overview of the country. So the location of Afghanistan is in the heart of Asia, so in the South Central Asia. So we're in the heart of Asia. And the neighbors are Pakistan, Iran, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, and China. As you can see, that narrow line there that's connecting Afghanistan with China. And you can see surrounding countries like Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan in the west, Iran, and Pakistan. And also you can see that picture right over there. It's palace in Kabul, I think, Parliament Palace. And also we have 34 provinces in Afghanistan. And the capital of Afghanistan is Kabul. You may have heard of Kabul in many news. So Afghanistan is also like the most heard country on the our world news. So you have heard of Afghanistan once in your life in news or meaning in social media. And the population is around 40 million. So there has not been any recent research that they can tell us like what is the exact number of population, but it's around 40 million, but not so less. And the languages are Dari and Pashto, and Pashto is widely spoken in like most provinces of Afghanistan, but also Dari. So actually, it's also like I can say that it depends on the region that you're going to go to in Afghanistan. So if you would go to Kandahar, so you would see most people would speak in Persian and Pashto, sorry. And if you would go to Bamyan, so mostly you would hear from people speaking Dari. So it depends, but Pashto is widely spoken in Afghanistan. And also about religion, so it's obvious I can say that our religion is Islam. And I read here 99% are Muslims in Afghanistan, but it's not. It was before Taliban, because before Taliban we had another tribe called Sikh. So they were not Muslims, but they were living in a part of Kabul. But they left the Kabul when the Taliban took over the power. But sorry, I'm not sure is it correct or no. Like I can say that we're 100% Muslims. I think we don't have any other like people from other religions in Afghanistan visiting right now. We may have tourists, but not as many. And I can see right over there a picture of Blue Mosque. It's in Mazar-e-Sharif, the city that I'm living in, and I have seen this mosque many times in my life. And it's the shrine of Hazrat Ali, and it has very famous and also very beautiful architecture. And people and tourists that they want to visit Afghanistan, mostly if they would visit Balkh, so they would also visit Blue Mosque in Mazar-e-Sharif. As I said, it's so famous for blue tiled architecture that it has. And I want to give you a glimpse of Bandemir. So it is our first national park. So as you can see that picture, it looks so nice. It's Bandemir with a series of stunning natural lakes. It's located in Bamyan, Afghanistan. And it's known for its deep blue waters. Actually, I heard that from right now, we couldn't find out its deep, actually, like how deep it is. And the area is Afghanistan's first national park, as I said, and it's popular place for tourist destinations. That if they would visit Afghanistan, so they definitely would go to Bamyan to visit Bandar-Mir. And so because it has very stunning and breathtaking scenery and unique geological formations, and it's not like other man-made or some kind of places. It's geological formations that forms a very beautiful like beautiful lakes in Bandemir, our national park. And also I want to share a video of Bandemir so you can have like a glimpse of what does it look like. I don't know, can you hear the voice or no? Can you hear the voice?
We don't have yet video because I guess you switch YouTube and we see only the presentation page.
Yes, I see. Okay, let me share the entire screen so that would be good.
When you we share entire, just switch also voice audio part. It will be.
Okay, yeah, I see it right over there.
It's okay, we hear. You can continue. We hear. We can't hear you, Frishta. You are muted.
Okay, I think you can hear me right now, but let me share the screen again. Also share screen, yes.
We can't hear you. You are all once again unmuted.
Okay, I know there is an option where I'm sharing the entire screen. Also share system audio. Should I turn it on or turn it off? I'm not sure it doesn't. Okay, let me try something else. Okay, I think you can hear me right now,
Yes, we can.
right? Okay, great. It's one of my daddy letter. It is okay. Can you hear it?
No, there is no voice.
Ooh. Why? So can you help me? Anybody here? When I'm sharing the entire screen, it doesn't show, but
Let me have your video. I will share. Just send me the link.
mm.
Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll be showcasing 20 fascinating facts about Afghanistan, a country steeped in rich history and cultural heritage. From its stunning landscapes to its unique traditions, we'll uncover the little-known aspects of this often misunderstood country. So sit back and get ready to discover the hidden gems of Afghanistan and broaden your understanding of this incredible nation. Let's dive in. Afghanistan is one of the oldest countries in the world, with a history that dates back over 5,000 years. The country is home to a rich and diverse culture with over 40 different ethnic groups speaking a variety of languages. Afghanistan is often referred to as the crossroads of Central Asia due to its strategic location at the intersection of major trade routes. The country has a rich history of carpet weaving, and Afghan carpets are considered some of the finest in the world. Afghanistan is known for its stunning landscapes, including the towering peaks of the Hindu Kush mountain range and the arid deserts of the Afghan plateau. The country is home to a number of historic cities, including the capital, Kabul, which has been inhabited for over 3,000 years. Afghanistan was once an important center of Buddhism, with a number of ancient Buddhist monasteries and shrines still standing in the country today. The Afghan people are known for their hospitality and generosity, and visitors to the country are often greeted with warm welcomes. The country is rich in minerals, including gold, silver, copper, and iron, and has significant reserves of natural gas and oil. Afghanistan has a long tradition of music with a wide range of instruments, including the rubab, sitar, and tabla used in traditional Afghan music. The country is also known for its delicious cuisine, including dishes such as kebabs, rice dishes, and savory stews. Afghanistan has a rich history of literature, with poets and writers producing works in both Persian and Pashto. The country is also famous for its handicrafts, including wood carving, textiles, and pottery, which are sold in markets throughout the country. Afghanistan has a vibrant film industry, with films produced in both Dari and Pashto and showcasing the country's rich cultural heritage. The country is home to a number of ancient fortresses and castles, including the iconic Bala Hissar fort in Kabul. Afghanistan has a rich tradition of horsemanship, with horse riding and horse racing being popular sports in the country. The country is home to a number of national parks and wildlife preserves, including the Band-e-Amir National Park, which is home to a variety of species, including the snow leopard. Afghanistan is also known for its vibrant festivals, including the annual Afghan Independence Day celebration and the celebration of Nowruz, the Persian New Year. The Afghan people have a deep love of poetry, and the country has a long tradition of oral storytelling and poetry recitation. Despite its troubled recent history, Afghanistan remains a country of great resilience, strength, and beauty, with a rich cultural heritage that continues to endure. And there you have it, 20 fascinating facts about Afghanistan. We hope you learned something new today and gained a deeper understanding of this amazing country. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more.
Yeah, so I have to mention that the video was old. Maybe some of you have noticed, but the only thing that changed about the Afghanistan's entity before Taliban and right now is its flag. It had 3 colors, but now it has 1 color. It's white, but it's not recognized, and we still have these identities, and we don't. Also, I don't want to go too politically, but yeah, as I mentioned, something that had changed. That was okay. I also shared the previous link. It was I'm not sure if I don't want to face any other technical issues, so you can also share that one. So it's a video of 3 dances of Afghanistan. One is Kharsak, Jarajo, and Atan. So these are Afghans. They know actually what kind of dances they are, and you can play and they can see. Yes. So you have seen many diversities. So with different clues and also like dancing. So as I have to mention that in Afghanistan, so we don't have just one tribe. Like we're called Afghans. We're all Afghans, but we have different tribes in between us. So Tajik, Hazara, Uzbek, Pashtun. So they do have also like different culture. I can say like not so different from each other, but yeah, you can see like some music and some traditions that they have. And also, I want to go through like sharing this screen, just some parts of the meaning, so I can share with you. Okay, let me just go through the presentation. So I want to share about food. So we have lots of food, so if I would have shared about all of them, so that would take a lot of time. But I wanted to share two of them. One is kabuli plow, so it's so famous in Afghanistan. Also, if in other countries, maybe if you would ask about Afghani food, they would definitely tell you about kabuli plow. So it's a traditional Afghan dish and aromatic rice cooked with lamb or chicken. So you would have also lamb or chicken, but mostly you can say that you would have lamb. And then it's garnished with raisins, carrots, and almonds. So you would probably mostly see raisins and carrots, and also sometimes maybe almonds, but you would have raisins and carrots. And it symbolizes hospitality and cultural pride. So I have to mention also that we're a very hospitable country. So and people are so friendly. So you would be definitely welcomed in Afghanistan as a foreigner if you would love to visit Afghanistan. And also the other dish is mantu, and I think Afghans know they play the game with between mantu and ashak. So mantu is cooked with inside it's so we pour inside with meat. If that would be meat, so we would call it mantu, and if we would put vegetables, then we would call it ashak. So I just wanted to have the most delicious one of that one, so that would be mantu. So it's also a traditional Afghan dumpling dish. So it's inspired ground meat and onion in the tin duff, and it's steamed and served with garlic, yogurt, and tomato sauce. So mostly tomato sauce is not so like specific. So you can have other sauces also, but not so many. And it's a popular dish at the special occasions. So you would not have in sorry. I hope that you can hear me. And like weddings or something, but you would have kabuli plow. So it reflects Afghan hospitality and cultural heritage as well. And about clues, maybe you have seen in the video, the Afghani clues. So Ganda Afghani and also Purhantaman. So as you can see, the first picture, it's they're Afghan girls who are wearing Ganda Afghani. You have also seen it in the video. It's traditional Afghan clothing, so we call it Ganda Afghani, and it's worn with a sash or belt, and often I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this word correct. Embroidered with intricate
Embroidered.
designs. Yeah, thank you. So it has diverse colors and designs that you can see. So it's like also sewed in different ways, but mostly they're also called Ganda Afghani. And also symbolizes Afghan heritage and identity. Some of you said it's like probably like similar to Hindi's clues, but actually I can say it's not so much, because these like on top of the clues you can see like they're like different designs and beautiful designs, so they're handmade. So that would be a lot of work to do to put on. So some of them are different, but you can say that they're so much different from each other. And also you can see in this photo, so it's also like a woman wearing Gana Afghani, and also in the right side, I can say, yeah, right side. Okay, he is wearing Purahan Tamban, so it's probably like so common. So in daily life they wear the Purahan Tamban, and it has like long tunic and loose pants, and it's made of cotton or wool, and it's also can be worn with vest or jacket. It's not like mandatory something, but you can see people who are wearing it with vest or jacket or without. So so if you want like to um to look so nice or something, so you have a nice jacket on it. So it also symbolizes Afghan heritage and identity. So that's our clues. So my favorite part of this presentation. So I just wanted to introduce you to 3 famous Afghans. You might know them, but actually I just want to give you a glimpse of who they are and what they did. So the is Maulana Jalaluddin Muhammad al-Balkhi, or you might know him as Rumi. So he was born in Balkh, in the province that I'm living right now, and he is known as Rumi. You might know him as Rumi. And as I said, he was born in Balkh in 13th century, and he's so famous for Sufi mystical poetry. And like two books of Rumi that I really love, they're Masnavi and also Divan-e Shams Tabrizi. So if you know Rumi, so you definitely know Shams. If you don't know Maulana or Rumi, so you won't know Shams also. So I can say if you know one of them, so you can also know the other one. So because if you have heard of them, or maybe you have read their books, so you know why I say that. And also, he's celebrated globally for wisdom and spiritual insight. So that's obvious, I can say. And you can see at the right side Ahmad Zoher. So he is a very famous Afghan singer and musician. So he's in heart of every Afghan. So you would definitely hear from Afghans. The best singer of Afghanistan would be is Ahmad Zoher. So he is known for his distinctive voice and style. So his voice is coming from heaven. I can say it's like his voice is so pure, and he sang in Dari and Pashto languages, and he was popular mostly in 1970s and 1980s, and he mostly his songs are often reflected like reflected Afghan culture and social themes. I also have a video of it here, but I don't know if you can hear it or not, but I will share in the chat so my friend can share. So I want to share about Khaled Hosseini. You might know him. So he's an Afghan American author, and you might know him by his novels, The Kite Runner and A Thousand Splendid Suns. So if you haven't read these books, so I highly recommend you to read it, okay? And then you would know Khaled Hosseini more. So when something that really inspired me by Khaled Hosseini was that he didn't live so much of his life in like too long in Afghanistan, but he actually deeply understand how life was in Afghanistan as an Afghan, and also how is. And he also always reflected Afghan's culture, war, and people in his novels. If you would read them, so you would probably definitely hear about them. And also, something that also can really inspire you would be that his works translated into over 70 languages all over the world. So there's so many. So you can find in any language that you can and you can read them. So he raised awareness about Afghan issues globally, as I said, by his novels. And he's serving, I think, or he served goodwill ambassador for UNHCR for migration and refugees. So he actively supports refugee and war victims through his foundation. Through that, so you might know one of these famous people of Afghanistan. So I can name lots of other Afghans that they're famous and they have done so many good things, but just I noted some of them here. And here you are. Thank you. And you can see these beautiful and smiley faces. And they're also wearing some Ganda Afghani and also Prahan Tuban. So you can see their smiles. And they're also saying thank you. Thank you so much. I can also share a song of Ahmed Sohair in the chat. So you can just listen to it after the presentation so you can enjoy mostly. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was really very interesting and insightful. I know something about Afghanistan, but I learned new things. So thank you very much. But now, because we don't have a lot of time, I suggest you to watch the video in the end of webinar, because now we should looking for like past the quiz part already and start our quiz. And let me share my screen. So you can use our QR to join the quiz, but there is one rule. So our speakers, they can't play because they already know the half answers of these questions. So you can join or by link that I already sent on the chat, or you can join by QR code, or you can join with that pin code. Just go enter in quiz.com and write in this pin code there. I see already 3 participants, but I hope to see
Quick
more
house.
than 3 here. We will wait some 2-3 minutes and we will start our quiz. And that quiz is about 3 different countries, about Afghanistan, Kenya, and Armenia, 3 different cultures. And I hope you were very attentive, or mostly attentive, and you noted every information about these 3 different cultures, because now we should already evaluate, we can say, and know that
Elena Vegian.
Which 3 should become winners. So let me ask you to change your names.
Abdul Ghaffar.
Because we have here quick house, you can change your name here that we can see, or if not, you don't want, it's okay.
Astkik.
And everyone can have
Nimra.
their own names here.
Main Argents.
I will send the link once again.
Joshua Tindug.
You see on the chat the link. So we are on the Zoom actually 17. And if I will do it us as the speakers and people who are from the team part. So I'm waiting even 3 more participants, or not, 1 more minute, and we will start with only 7 we have here. It already became 8. It's great. It's 9. We are already 9.
Sharifa Hashimi.
We have here Sister Police. If you want, you can change your name, your nickname, playing name, and we can start. Okay, so let's go. Are you ready, guys? I know you are from different laptop or devices, so you can't react
Back to war.
somewhere, but let me check chat one more time. It's okay. We have 8. Okay. So let's start the game.
Quiz.com. Play and create. Sister Police joined.
What is the capital of Armenia? Yerevan.
Let's see who was the first faster one, because we should be not only correct, but should be very, very fast.
What are the national languages of Afghanistan? Dari and Pashto.
Let's see who are the first ones.
Which is the capital city of Kenya?
It's an easy one, I guess, because we already on the chat also a lot of discussed about this capital name even.
Nairobi.
We have new people.
Name one dish
on
of
the top.
Afghanistan.
It's one of my favorite dish because in Armenia also we make this one, and there is very special
Montu.
plate for do it, as I remember. Sushi. Eliz on chat. Eliz wrote sushi. Let's see what we have.
What is the most widely spoken language in Kenya?
It's a bit hard question, I guess.
Swahili.
So we have 4 right answers.
Which sport is mandatory in Armenian schools?
All Armenians already answered this question, but it's a hard
Chess.
question actually.
Which famous athlete comes from Kenya? Eliud Kipchoge.
We have changes here. What is the Armenian Christian monument called? Calvary, Kanban, Kachkar.
Kachkar.
Which among these countries does not border Kenya? Rwanda, South Sudan, Uganda.
Rwanda. What drink was prepared for the first time in Armenia? Wine.
Where is Afghanistan located and where is the capital of Afghanistan?
South Central Asia, Kabul. What is the population of Kenya?
We need two more answers.
$47 million.
Only three right correct answers we have here.
What and where is the national park of Afghanistan? Bandi Amir, Bomyan.
A lot of answers we have correctly done.
What are Afghani national females and males' clothes name?
I remember it was the last information that
Gand
we
Afghani
learned.
and Purahan Tunban.
Final question. Double points.
Yerevan, the capital of Armenia, is older than which famous capital? Rome.
So let's see our winners.
Third place, Astkik. Second place, Sharifa Hashimi. And the winner is Abdul Ghaffar.
So actually, I'm very happy. It is the first time that actually Marietta doesn't have any kind of place. I don't know, Marietta, you are here or not? And of course, it's the first time that we have not Armenian representative as a winner for the first and second place. So I'm very, very happy. But before so let's start from the third place. Third place was Astrid. Astrid, you are here and do you hear us? You can say something. Astrid, do you hear us?
Oh yeah, can I write? I have a problem.
Okay, don't worry, you can write here. The second place, it was Afghani girl Sharifa. I don't remember the name exactly, but
Yes.
yes.
Hi, how are you? Do you have my voice?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, hello to all of you. Hope you are doing well. It was very enjoyable quiz, and I learned something about every countries and about their national, about their capital. Everything was very great, and I enjoyed a lot.
Thank you very much, Sharifa. Your voice is so cute, and I'm very happy that you learned a lot of things from different countries as well. And first place winner is Abdul. Abdul, I hope your voice is already okay now and we can hear you.
Do you hear me?
We hear you, but can you put it a bit more near you to be?
Okay. I hope you're doing well. It's very joyful to participate in this event for the second time. Last week I also have participated because of some technical problem. I can't speak and my voice cannot hear. Today I'm so happy to hear in this presentation, and it's for me joyful. I learn from different country culture from Afghanistan, Armenia, and Kenya. It is for me fascinating. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And let me read the part of Astrid. Astrid wrote, "Oh, I was very happy to join you. Overall, it was a very interesting and informative meeting. I'm also very happy to be in the third position. I learned a lot of new things." So thank you very much. First thing that I would like to say that please send me on the Zoom chat your emails that I could send you certificates that you participated, have very actively engaged and won our quiz. So Astrid, Abdul and Sharifa, just send me on the Zoom chat your emails that I will save it. And sorry for our two participants, for Ella and for Muslima Hemad, they couldn't join to play. I don't know why, because we actually wait some 5, even 6 minutes, and I asked a lot. Still we waiting for you, but don't worry, because next time we will have another opportunity, another countries. So actually, personally, I would like to see Ella one of these winners, because Ella is super active and every time she is here, and I really would like to have you as a winner. So thank you, Astrid, Sharifa, and Abdul, to share your emails. I will here save copy paste it here. Just 1 minute, not to lose your emails, because they are very important for me to send very important information. So thank you very much. And now it's the part already networking. We don't have a lot of time, but we have time. So what we should do? I should, so let me